Good afternoon, Dr. Gary here. It is cold in New Jersey. Woo! About 9 degrees today. We are dental practice brokers nationwide. We sell dental practices. Today's topic is going to be don't overreact when the landlord sends the lease with a huge error. Just had a situation like this. The buyer almost blew up. So anyway, we're going to talk about that, what that incident was, and you have to just hold on. So anyway, we're now at 22 states, 10 employees, and we have now working on the states of Utah, Nevada, New Mexico. Soon will be Colorado, and then Texas. We're excited about that. We're going to be going out, in fact, next week, I think, to New Mexico. I have like 5 offices to see. That should be quite exciting. So all the information you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes. It is not legal or business advice. Our phone number is 201-663-0935. And our website is dentalpracticeguide.com, Guide. We are here to help you, whether you're a buyer or a seller. We can assist you. If you're a seller and you're selling to a large DSO or thinking about it, we can assist you there because they will often pay our commission. There'll be no commission to you. Virtually every DSO I work with pays my commission, and a few of them will also reimburse legal fees at closing. They'll reimburse it to a successful closing. So we got to, we have the contacts for you. If you're a buyer and you're just starting out, we're here to help you also. Please go to our website. There's quite a bit of information on there that you can learn about. dentalpracticeguide.com. So anyway, what is today's issue? Just happened in the last 48 hours. Landlord, after negotiation back and forth, sends a lease. And the lease had on it 11 months of security. Well, that's pretty crazy. I mean, normally a commercial lease may be a month and a half. Or sometimes if the buyer or the new lease tenant doesn't want to sign personally, and you usually always have to, they may ask for 6 months. That's the highest I've ever heard, a 6-month security deposit. If you're not going to sign personally, which they always ask you. But I've never heard 11 months. So the lease was negotiated, was sent to the buyer. The buyer almost lost it. Buyer almost freaked out and said, what? 11 months? This is crazy. What's going on? Now the buyer's starting to get shaky. It was almost pretty much a deal breaker at that point. Times like that, you need great attorneys, cool head, warm hearts. Let's figure out what's going on. And sure enough, what happened, it was a clerical error in that the buyer had written their, the buyer had applied for the credit, the credit application. The landlords always fill out. The buyer filled out the credit application, supplied it to his attorney, but the attorney thought he was just getting a copy, understandably, and assumed the new tenant, the buyer, had already submitted it to the landlord. Well, we lost another week. The landlord supplied the lease, but because he didn't have a credit check, he had a lease that defaulted to 11-month security. Without credit check, they would automatically go to 11-month security. It's just a default on, and that's it. So the secretary sent it out, didn't see a credit report, didn't see a credit check, defaulted to 11-month security. And it was all, you can explain it. So don't overreact when you get situations like that. At the same time, you may get a contract that's already been pre-negotiated, or you negotiated something on the letter of intent. By the way, letter of intent, although it's non-binding, generally you stick with the terms of the letter of intent. And usually, if you have a good dental attorney, he should put a lot in there. Sort of preload the contract, if you want to call it. Things he thinks he's going to put in the contract. He can put a few things on that letter of intent. And send it out that way. So we've had letters of intent negotiated, and pretty much everybody knew the terms that the contract was going to be. Then all of a sudden the contract comes out, and it's outrageous contract. It's like just crazy. It has things on there that were never negotiated, that were never discussed, or may have been discussed, and now it came out something different. Don't overreact at the buyer or the seller. Well, generally the seller creates the contract. But in this situation, the seller, whatever, the seller's attorney created the contract, the buyer got the contract, buyer started flipping out because there were items on that dental contract that were like just crazy. They should not have been there. So what happened was, once again, there were just some errors on the contract. So those errors were straightened out. Again, I say, don't overreact. Just relax, don't overreact. We can get it together. All right? It will happen. Your attorney, who's well seasoned, will talk to the other attorney and just explain something's going on here. We didn't discuss this. The attorney may not have seen the final typed dental contract, and it happens. Don't start losing it because of that, okay? I've seen this happen time and time again. So just don't get upset, relax, we'll get through it. All right? Anyway, Dr. Gary signing off. Next week looks like New Mexico. We're excited for New Mexico. I think we have 5 offices. I think it's Taos. We just got Santa Fe. We have 3 in Albuquerque. And then I think there's one. Yeah, actually, there's one in La Cruz and one in Roswell. So we're going to try to get them all in on this trip. If not, we'll do it over 2. But we're excited about New Mexico. All right, great opportunities. Most of the practices I have are all doing over $850,000. So let's talk about that.